What's up guys, it's Joseph, and this is going to be a quick video on how to install the Charlie piston mount, also called the Charlie piston assembly or booster assembly, onto a Omega 36M so that you can use it with a handgun. I also have a first shots review on my Omega 36M, but since then I've gotten all the mounts for it, like my 3-lug, direct thread, and I've shot it on a lot of my guns, so I'll probably be making an update video on this. Now to do this, you're going to need the tools that came with it. You're going to need to get the Charlie piston mount, which is what you see here. You'll need to get the piston that has the correct threading for whatever you're going to put it on. And then I'd also recommend a flathead screwdriver, which I'll show you how to use later. First, you'll use the wrenches in these slots. So righty-tighty, lefty-loosey. I left it loose, so just for the video. You take out the ASR mount. And sometimes the taper mount is not very easy to remove. So on this part, what I like to do is I don't want to mess up the threading. So I look for where the thread completely disappears, and then now it's just very thick. So right in that spot is where I'm going to use my flathead. Put it in that little slot, and then you can pry this out if it's stuck. So you take out the taper. Now you just have a big hole. And then you're going to take the Charlie piston mount and take this apart. So this is the retainer, coupling ring, the spring. You're going to get the piston. My Glock has 1/2 by 28 threads, so you can see I have the 1/2 by 28 piston here. On the housing, you're going to look for a spot where there's a dot and a slot, and then you're going to put one of these spikes right in the middle of that. And the idea is to put that spike right where that hole is. So you can see that spike is showing through that hole. And if I look at the base, I'm all the way seated, so the piston is all the way flat with the housing. And then I'm gonna keep that here. Get the spring and then drop that over the piston, and then get the retainer, and you're gonna have to center it and then pop it over the piston. Pop it in. There you go, and I got a nice click. And then you can start to thread this in here. I found it pretty easy to take this big slot on the tool, and then you put it in here, and then you can screw in the retainer into the housing. And then this is just going to go hand tight. And then after you get it all the way seated, so that's hand tight, I make sure that the piston is all the way flat with the front of the housing like it is here. Take the complete booster assembly and put it into your suppressor, then grab the coupler ring, and then you just thread this over it. And then use the wrenches to make sure that this is pretty tight onto the can. And then just make sure that the retainer is at least hand tight, and there you go. Last step is to take your safe and clear handgun and then thread the suppressor onto it. And now you have your handgun ready to shoot. I did a video on this recently if you want to check that out on my channel. Now to install the 3-lug mount, first you'll want to loosen up the retainer. So you just take this up and then just loosen that. And then you use your wrenches to take off the coupler ring. So you're going to reuse the coupler ring with the 3-lug mount. Then after you loosen that, you can just take this out, and then you can unthread the retainer cap. Once you've completely unthreaded the retainer, you can pop this off and then take out the piston and the spring. It might take a little bit of wiggling. And then you're going to reuse the piston housing. So you're going to put the piston housing into the suppressor, and then you drop in 3-lug. So you can actually screw this in first if you want. So that screws together. Put this in the suppressor. Put the coupler ring back on. And then just like before, use your wrenches to tighten down the coupler ring. And then you can use the 3 pins from the wrench, and then make sure that the 3-lug is nice and tight. The 3-lug mount has a 9mm marking on there, and so I like to point that upward whenever I'm mounting so that I can always have the same 0. So you just push in, turn, and now you're good to go. And this is my AP5P, and I have a review on this on my channel if you want to check that out as well. Alright guys, thanks for watching. If you have any comments or questions, you can put those down below. Please like, subscribe, and share, and I'll talk to you guys next time.